Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. And I have returned for another round of the Renault Megane Trophy, and we are on round 9, and we are on one of the Tokyo Expressways. I think it's Tokyo Expressway East for round 9. So, just a little recap for you on the Renault Megane Trophy. It is a one-make championship using the Renault Megane Trophy Group 4 exclusively, so they're all using the same cars. The drivers will have to battle hard, going wheel to wheel for 2 30-minute feature races for 10 weeks. And what a long 10 weeks it's been. We're only on round 9, and this has been done a while ago. Goes to show the efforts I'm putting in for this, isn't it? The drivers will have to use a mandatory racing medium compound at some point over the 2 races, so they will need to select carefully which race to run the slower tyre. So, after 8 rounds, 'cause yes, we're on round 9, so after 8 rounds, let's have a look at the championship. So, at the moment, Homesick Alien is still leading this championship on 248 points. Racer Brown is in second with 234 points. Not much in between the 2 championship contenders. I wonder how today is going to go down for them. In third, we have Guesty on 196 points. In fourth, we have Bazzer on 184 points. In fifth, we have Ensign Hewitt, Big Dan, on 182 points. Just 2 points separating those two. I wonder if they planned this, because they always seem quite close to next to each other in a championship. I have a feeling that they planned this out just so that they can always have a good scrap on track, but what do I know? I'm not the very best in conspiracy theories, but maybe they can enlighten us on that one, perhaps. In sixth, we have Mrs. Guesty on 160 points. She's doing well in this championship so far. In seventh, we have Perch on 140 points. In eighth, we have Pat on 133 points. In ninth is Reader, also on 133 points, so either one today will get them ahead against their current rival, if you will. In 10th, we have Silver Star on 107 points. In 11th is Electric with 73 points. Oh, pardon me for a second. Getting rid of some of the old dust in the throat. In 12th, we have Kale on 46 points. In 13th, we have Bunny on 32 points, but I don't think he's participating in any more championship races, so I think it's safe to say he may be out of it. In 14th, we have Skyjacker on 6 points, but he's only turned up for 1 round, so I have a feeling that'll be it for him. And in 15th is Harvey, who is yet to score, but I don't think he's turned up for either round so far. Probably having connection issues, maybe. So, let's have a look. We are at Tokyo Expressway East. They have had a 10-minute qualifier, so let's have a look and see how it has turned out. Drum roll, and there we go. All lined up, ready for us. So, as we can see, on pole at the moment is second championship runner Racer Brown, getting some good points for him in his championship fight with Homesick Alien. In second, we have Bazzer, a great qualifying position for him. Maybe he could do some battling with Racer Brown up at the front there. In third, we have Guesty. I think he did win a race last. I could be wrong though, but Guesty's always a threat at the front. Maybe today could be his day. In fourth, we have the championship leader, Homesick Alien. Probably not hoping to be that far down, but he could be on the mediums. We'll have a look at the tyres once we're finished here. Then in fifth, we have Kale. So, a great qualifying position for him. We know he can be a threat at the front. I wonder if that's going to be the case today. I'll just quickly adjust this for a second. There we go. Then, I've lost it already because I'm easily distracted. And in fifth, jolly good. So, in sixth, we have 52. I believe that is Renault. So, Renault maybe on the mediums already, looking forward to getting it out of the way early. Then in seventh, we have Mrs. Guesty. It's a good qualifying position from her. Then in eighth, we have Pat. Pat will be looking to get some good points. Well, there's only 9 of them. He'll get some good points out of it without doubt. And then in ninth, we have Perchon. So, that is how they lined up. Now, not sure what the weather's like outside. As far as I'm aware, it is dark. Let's have a quick look and see if we can see outside. It looks dark. It looks like... Oh, no, it is daylight. So, it's daylight at the moment. So, they'll be all on the dry tyres, but let's see what they've all gone for before we start. So we could see Racer Brown has gone on the mediums. Bazza is on the softs. Guesty is on the softs. Homesick Alien is on the mediums. Kale is on the mediums. Renault's on the softs. Mrs. Guesty is on the mediums. Pat is on the softs. And Perchon is on the softs. So we've got a great mix of choice of tyres. So... wonder who's going to be the right choice out of this all. Now, I will, before I start, I have adjusted the settings a little bit, so hopefully I'm coming out a bit louder. As the last time I was on, I was a little bit quiet, so I've turned it all up a little bit, so hopefully all these screaming engines won't out volume me, so it may be a little bit of test. I don't know if I'm going to be too much over them or too under them, but I guess time will tell. So let's rewind it and let's get these guys underway. So up to 5 lights and off we go, and it looks like it's a great start from Racer Brown, Bazza and Guesty as well. They're all going to chuck into the toe now. Now this is going to be interesting because it's all about the toe game in this sort of track, but it looks like they've all gotten away well. That looks like Renault is already tucking out of the toe from Homesick Alien. As you can see, Bazza and Guesty, staying as they are, have all tucked into Racer Brown, and now Bazza's having a look on the outside, and so is Guesty as well. This is going to be brave, and who's daring the most? And it looks like Bazza's the braver one out of all of them, going round the outside, and he's still holding it there. And there we go. Now Guesty's going to have a look on the inside. They all appear to have gotten away quite well. Renault's moved up into 4th. That's a great start for him. Homesick Alien has dropped back into 5th, but like I said, it's all about the toe here. This is going to be what is going to be the more important factor in this, is the toe, because if you step out of it, you will lose it, and it looks like we've gone through that quite easily. But so far, Racer Brown is starting to just run away a little bit from Guesty, who has moved on to 2nd. Oh dear, Bazza's moved down into 4th. So maybe a small mistake coming out the corner. We're not 100% sure, but now as we can see, Guesty is now chasing down the running away Racer Brown. This is exactly what he needs to get him back up in the championship. Oh, Guesty went a little bit deep there, but didn't touch the wall, so all is good. Now Renault going wide a little bit there. Whoa, there's a little bit of chaos there, but I think it might have been a little bit of lag, but We all seem to have gotten through quite well, and the sun is now starting to set, so we're going to see a lot of night racing and joy for that, and we'll never know who is in what. And as we can see, Homesick Alien is having a look on the inside of Rito, but couldn't quite make it work, so Rito sticks in fourth at the moment. Kale's moved down into sixth, but that could be the medium tyres, we don't know. The back three all in the same order that they started in. So we'll quickly run to the front. Racer Brown is running away with it. Guesty's got a little bit of a gap, but this is where the action is at the moment with Bazza and Rito. As you can see, Rito's just giving him a little bit of bumping up the rear to help him catch up. The guys in front, as we can see, Guesty is now caught up to Racer Brown. That's how powerful the toe is round here. And Racer Brown did have a little bit of a gap between himself and Guesty, and he has made it up simply using the toe. So it's all about who's going to play smart. As you can see, Guesty's now having a look on the inside. This is for the lead, and there we go. Guesty sneaks up on the inside of Racer Brown, but don't forget, he is on the soft, so he'll have the better grip going through the corners, and Racer Brown's taking it back on that previous corner, and he's absolutely leaving them for dead, and now Bazza's caught up to third. Wow, don't count anybody out. Just this could be anybody's race at this rate. But it's going to be who's going to have the... Whoa, that was Kale having a dive up of Rito there. Oh, it looks like there's a little bit of calamity as they come together. But yes, as we can see, Kale has redressed with Rito. So all is fair there. And Mrs. Guesty, they're still on the way, and Perchon's dropped back a little bit as well. So the back three still staying as they are, but we'll cut back to the front as well. This is where... it seems all the action is taking place at the moment. As you can see, Guesty is trying his best to look for a way around Racer Brown, but he is going to make it difficult for him as we come up to this tight wow, my brain refuses to work this morning. Oh joy. Hairpin, that's what I'm looking for. The tight hairpin, that's better. It appears that the brain's slight malfunction. I'll have to insert another 20p to get that bad boy going. So as we can see at the moment, there's now a bit of a gap separating the top four at the moment, with Racer Brown leading the way and Homesick Alien sticking in fourth, tight behind Bazza. And he knows that he'll need every point that he can get to maintain his championship lead over Racer Brown at the moment. And at the moment, it is going Racer Brown's way. So Homesick Alien will probably want to minimalise the amount of points he's going to lose from this. Otherwise, it could be game over for him. As we can see, they're going three wide into the first corner. Oh, you brave souls. You brave souls going in. Three wide. Nearly topping out. Top speed, coming down to that tight right-hand corner, three wide. I'll tell you what, you definitely need a big pair of Steelies for that one. And I don't mean boots either. I'll let your imagination fill in the blanks. As we can see, Baz has now moved up into second, but now he's creating a bit of a roadblock for Guesty and Homesick Alien. And this isn't what... Oh, you can see Guesty, I'm sure he had a bit of damage then. Am I looking at... Yeah. Oh. Maybe it was just me looking at things, I don't know, but so far the top four absolutely running away with it. We've still got Rito in fifth, still being followed by Kale. So there's a small, we've got the big pack at the front, we've got this small, medium two-horse race in the middle here. Then we've got Pat all by his lonesome over here. He's run out of playmates already. Mrs. Guesty struggling in eighth. Maybe Tokyo's not one of her strong tracks, maybe, but it is a difficult track. I'm not going to die if we can even call it a track. It's a street circuit, really, but seems to be struggling with this one at the moment. So is Perchon as well. He's drifted off back. He's not going to get the toe neither, so he's going to be slipping away from them front guys, unfortunately. But meanwhile, back at the front, here we go, going down the long straight. You see they're all tucking into the toe. They're all trying to get as much advantage as they can with him. And you can see that Guesty's giving... No, Bazza, should I say. Bazza's giving Racer Brown a little bit of a bump. And Guesty's joining the front as well. And we can imagine that Homesick Alien's going to be joining that front as well. Even though there is a bit of a gap. And you can see they're giving them all a little bump. As we come up to first right-hander. Baz has pulled out a little bit. Is he going to go around the outside? He does have the grip for it, but he needs to be careful because Guesty's going up on the inside of him, and oh, it's tight between these front three at the moment. But so far, Racer Brown still holding strong. How is he managing this? I do not know. The soft-cladded Guesty is giving it absolutely everything, and Racer Brown is putting up the defence of his life. And as soon as I say it, Guesty now moves up into first. Now, can he get... Oh, that was Racer Brown. He donked the wall a little bit, and he donked the wall on the outside as well. So that's not going to be good for Racer Brown, because now he's got Homesick Alien right up his jacksie, and he's got Bazza there for company as well. So he can't afford to make any more brushes with the barrier at this rate, because he is going to be dropping, and he's got a championship to think about. But as we can see, these guys are absolutely holding off. Guesty is running for the hills. This is the opportunity he needs to really run away with it and put his distance between himself and Racer Brown. But I don't think he's made the gap big enough, and I think they're going to be in the tow going down the main straight. As we can see, Guesty goes tight on the inside there, really trying to maximise the amount of corner he can take, and there we go, he's already on the straight already, and these guys have dropped off. But I don't think he's done enough. I think these three will catch up to him in no time, and it's just going to be about the game now. Homesick Alien still in third in the previous podium, in the last podium position. It's just what he needs. Just Racer Brown just a little bit in front of him, but not too far ahead. As we can see, Baz is now catching up to Homesick Alien and gives him a little bit of a bump. Come on, get a move on. I want more places than this, good sir. But they aren't catching Guesty up. So perhaps Guesty has done enough, but oh, they are close behind now. But this is now where it's all critical for Guesty, because he can use the extra grip he's got to pull out a bigger gap between himself and the three behind him, and this is where the race is at the moment. Rito is all on his own at the moment. He's got Kale still behind him, but it might not be enough to help him catch up on the main straight. Pat's nearly there as well. He's nearly caught up Kale, so he's really using those softs to as much as he can to help him catch up the little pack in front of him. And Mrs. Guesty as well, still struggling unfortunately, but we have seen her struggling in these Renaults, so that might be the cause for it. And Birchon as well, still struggling in the Megane, but let's not forget he is still new to us, so it's early days for him. Maybe we can see great things from him in the future. But meanwhile, at the moment, oh, that's Homesick Alien has moved up into second, so he has got ahead of Racer Brown, and that is what Homesick Alien needs, is to be ahead of his championship rival. But don't forget, they've got the big straight coming up next. Racer Brown is having a look on the inside. Is he going to go for it? He pulls out at the last minute, dives up the inside of Homesick Alien, but it's not enough, and he's hit the barrier again, and it's knocked him back a little bit, and that's moved up Bazza into third. But now we're on the main straight, and this is where all the overtaking is more than likely to happen. So here we go. I reckon Bazza and Racer Brown are going to be giving each other bumps to help catch up Guesty. He has pulled out a bit of a gap between the guys behind him, so it's not said and done just yet. Let's wait and see what happens. So they are pulling out a little bit of a gap, and don't forget, this is a half an hour race. Oh, there we go. He's giving it a bit. Homesick Alien a bit of a bump. Here comes Racer Brown. He does the same, but coming up to the corner, and it looks like we've all gotten through Easy peasy, and Guesty's still got that bit of a gap between himself and Homesick Alien, so Guesty has got the chance now to use those softs to really push him away from this little pack here. As you can see, Racer Brown having a look on the outside. We'll stick with him for the time being, as this is where all the action is at the moment. Let's not forget, this is for the podiums as well. See Racer Brown looking left and right to try and get past the Homesick Alien. But so far, Homesick Alien is really putting up a solid defense. Let's have a look. Guesty at the moment, he is on the softs, and don't forget, those softs will wear out fairly quickly, but on a track like this, where there is a handful of corners, but tyre wear is considerably low here, so he might be able to go the full half an hour on the softs without it affecting him badly. Now Baz has moved up into second, so he has got ahead of Homesick Alien, but is he going to be there by the end of the straight? Wow, Bazza goes really wide coming through that corner. And here we go onto the main straight, and I think that Guesty has done enough to break the toe now. But these guys will probably give Bazza the little bit of a bump to help him catch up. But I don't think they're going to have enough time by the end of the straight. And here we go, there's Homesick Alien giving him a little bit of a bump. Here comes Racer Brown. He's still a bit far. You can see the paint wearing off where he's been hitting the barriers. Racer Brown's really, not sound a critic here on Racer Brown, but he's really been hitting a few walls on this track lately. It's very rare to see Racer Brown make mistakes like that, which goes to show even the aliens can have off days. As we can see, we've gone through the first corner. Bazza goes deep a little bit. Homesick Alien's gone up on the inside, and he's going to punish the Bazza for it. He's now on the inside through turn 3, and there we go. Homesick Alien retakes that second place. Crucially for Homesick Alien. And Racer Brown will be responding to that, because he'll want to minimise the amount of points lost to Homesick Alien as well. As we can see, Guesty is absolutely leaving him for dead, and this is just what he needs. And Guesty is a far outside chance for the championship, but a win's a win nonetheless, and it's one less for these two titans for battling it out for the win and for the championship at the moment. But so far, Homesick Alien holds the advantage. Bazza's doing incredibly well in third, being able to keep with them. Granted, majority of it is because of a toe, but to say that wouldn't be the fairest assumption, because there is still corners in this, and Bazza's pulled out on Homesick Alien and has retaken the second place. Goes down on the inside, going through the chicane. Easy does it, Baz. There we go. Easy on the power. He goes wide on the exit again. Really using all of the track he can. He's doing incredibly well. Maybe Bazza can come home with a cheeky second here. That would be great for him. Oh, that is a point as well. Big Dan isn't here either, so he'll be looking to get as many points as he can to get himself ahead of Big Dan. So he'll be wanting all the points he can get his hands on. Homesick Alien currently sticking in third, and here we go. It's the Bazza train. All aboard. Choo choo. Here we go. As you can see, Homesick Alien giving him as much as a push as he can to get himself up back into Guesty's clutches, but I think Guesty's done enough to come away with the win for this one. Let's have a look at these guys back here. Rito's still currently doing well in fifth. He's well outside of the toe to try and catch those guys up in front of him, but he's out the toe out behind him as well of Kale, so it looks like fifth. Barring any mistakes from Rito, it looks like fifth is going to be the best for him today. Kale as well in sixth. He just can't seem to find the pace of the guys in front of him. Maybe not a big fan of the Renaults or this circuit, I don't know, but still motoring on. It's still going to be great points for him at the end of the day at least. Pat as well in seventh. done all he can to try and catch. Oh, pow! Oh, that's a little bit too much through that corner, mate. Yeah, you've got softs on, but there's only so much they can do, my friend. But never mind, Mrs. Guesty as well. She's still struggling. She's about 3 or 4 seconds off the pace of the guys in front of her, but this track can be lethal because there's walls left and right, and they will punish you for even the smallest mistakes. We've seen that they've been catching out Racer Brown tonight, and Perchon as well. He's also struggling for pace here tonight as well, but never mind, it's still going to be some great points for him at the end of the day. We're 17 minutes in, and we can now see that Guesty has really pulled away from those guys in front of him. It looks like it's Guesty's to throw away now. Bazza still currently holding well in second. Wow, they've actually pulled away from Racer Brown a little bit. What has happened here? Let's have a look at the time and see if he goes through. 11.1, that's roughly round about his time, so I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like these two have pulled away from Racer Brown, and I think he might be outside of the tow range. So it looks like these two, if they play their cards correctly and work together on this one, they look like they could run away with a podium here, with Homesick Alien taking third as well. That'll be more points for him against Racer Brown, further increasing the gap in the championship, and that will be probably what Homesick Alien is actually thinking if I can keep Racer Brown behind him, it doesn't matter whether I get third or second, it's still going to be more points for me against against Racer Brown, and it's all coming up swimmingly for the Alien, as it looks like they've all spread themselves out a little bit now. It looks like this is the only battle on track now. Coming up to just 11 minutes left, and let's have a look at everybody. So far, Guesty is running away with it. The tyre wear really low here, so it looks like the softs are really coming into their own on this one. But my guess is you've got to look after them a little bit to make them last that little bit longer, to get the most out of them. Bazza in second, also on the softs. His tyre wear isn't too bad either. He has been doing well to look after them and still keep it with the Aliens. I've got to say, Bazza's doing incredibly well in this race, managing to keep... Oh, he's gone a little bit deep. Is Homesick Alien going to make him punish him for it? He's deep on the inside, but it isn't enough to get ahead of the Baz. But he is in the tow range now, and more importantly, I think Racer Brown is also within tow range. It kind of does look like he is just within the tow. It could be down to mere millimeters of whether he's in it or not, but we'll have to wait and see. Homesick Alien's going to have to do a little bit of work now to increase the gap. As you can see, he's going to give Bazza a little bit of a push. This is a terrible angle, but no, I don't think it is. I think he just might be on the outside of the toe of Homesick Alien, so it looks like he's managed to survive this one for now. But the more he fights... Oh, hang on a second. It looks like he has managed to catch up just a little bit now. These corners are going to be absolutely crucial for Racer Brown to really bring himself back into this and potentially steal the podium from Homesick Alien. So it's not all said and done yet. We've got less than 10 minutes to go. So far, Guesty is leading. Bazza's in second. Homesick Alien is in third. Racer Brown is in fourth. Kale's now in fifth. Oh, here we go. And then we've got more action. Lovely. We've now got a bit of action between Kale and Rido. I'm not sure what's happened here. Rido had an absolutely comfortable gap between himself and Kale, and it looks like it may have been just a few mistakes on lap 8 and 9 that's helped Kale catch up Rido, and it looks like the fifth is now out of his grasp. Now Kale really has to put the hammer down if he wants to get away from Rido, but Rido is on the soft, so he's going to have the grip going through the corners, and he might be able to catch up Kale once again and reclaim that fifth place. You can see Kale is absolutely pushing those mediums to the brink. Oh, we've got change up front. As we can see, Jose Alien has now moved up into second and has pulled away a little bit from Baz. And I don't think he's made a gap big enough to get away at the moment, but unfortunately for him, that means Racer Brown is now in catching range of the Baz, and we know that he's going to be giving him a little bit of a bump. He's not interested in third, he's interested in catching Homesick Alien, but has he got the time to do it? I wonder if the softs are just starting to feel a little bit of pain. As we see, Baz did a 2:12 on that lap alone, so he may have made a small mistake, and that's probably what's led to Homesick Alien pulling the trigger and going for it, because he knows the threat that's looming behind him. And there we go, Racer Brown has got ahead of Bazza before the corner even, so timed it to absolute perfection. And Racer Brown now on the podium in third place, and can now make an attempt to go after Homesick Alien. We can see the mediums. Wow, Homesick Alien on the mediums. He's barely used any meat on those mediums. He's got enough grip for days, and with just coming up to 23 minutes, so we've got another 7 minutes to go. And as Homesick Alien managed to hold off those mediums long enough to start putting the hammer down a little bit and make a little bit of a gap, but it's difficult in a place like this. You've got to do it here. This is where it matters to increase that gap. As we can see, he's pushing that Renault hard. So is Racer Brown. He's desperate to catch up to Homesick Alien, and at the moment it would look like, barring any mistakes, I mean barring in the strongest term, because we've seen people making mistakes, even the best out of all of us, and it could be anybody's podium at this rate. Guesty appears to have run away with it. It looks like he is going to be the winner of race one. Oh, excuse me. Oh. There we go. So it looks like, yeah, we can see Guesty's pulled out a very comfortable gap between yourself and Homesick Alien. I think this is Guesty's to throw away now. Homesick Alien currently in second with Racer Brown in third. The pair of them have pulled away from Bazza a little bit, and I think it's safe to say that Bazza is now outside of the tow, but Racer Brown is in Homesick Aliens. I think Guesty's out of range now, so it's going to be between these two on who's going to settle for second and third. Between these two and the championship, we can see Racer Brown pulls the trigger before the corner, and boom, there we go. Racer Brown takes second. Homesick Alien is down into third, but we know Homesick Alien is not going to let him get away with that so easily. Let's have a look at everybody else at the time being. Kale is still holding on to fifth, but Rito is absolutely making him work for that fifth place. He's been tight behind him for the majority since he overtook Rito for fifth place. Rito keeping him honest. One small mistake from Kale, and he is going to be dropping back into sixth. They've cleared Pat, so I think it's safe that between fifth and sixth for Kale and Rito, I guess it's going to be down to them in what order they want to finish in. This is Guesty all by her lonesome at the time being, probably just looking forward to being in the back of this one. Poor old Perchon has been struggling. Oh, he's been into the pits actually. He's put on a set of mediums, so he's getting that medium tyre out the way now, so that's probably why he's quite far away from everybody. He's thinking, well, I've got nothing to lose now, might as well put on the mediums, jump onto the softs all the way for the end, for the race two, and hopefully get a decent result out of it. But so far, as we can see, they're still holding on second. We've just got less than 4 minutes left, and now all of the planning has to come into effect, because these two be thinking of every single possible opportunity. What if I do this? What if I do that? What if I give him a bump? What if I just pull the trigger? When do I pull the trigger? And here we go. Oh, Rito's coming to the pits. Wow, with less than 3 minutes to go, Rito has pulled into the pits. Maybe giving up the ghost with those softs. Maybe he's just going to go straight for mediums. Looks like he didn't put on the fuel. He's put on hards. Well, that's interesting. He's put on the hards. That is interesting. Maybe it was a mistake, I wonder. It's definitely hards. Yeah, it's definitely the hards. And because of that, he's now dropped behind Pat. Well, Pat must be thinking it's his lucky day to get that sixth, but Rito's going to be coming at him with fresh tyres. Fresh hards even. I didn't even think that was an option. Not going to lie. Did not think that was an option. But then again, I haven't been on this for quite a while, so I don't know. I'm going to have a look at this. Let's have a look. Oh, you can choose the hards. Well, I am wrong then. The hards are an option. I think he's the first to use them as well, if I'm honest, but I could be wrong. Don't hold me to that one. So, quickly, look at these guys. Look at these two. 27 minutes in with less than 2 minutes to go, and they are still hard at it. Wow. You really can't fault these two. 28 minutes racing now, and they're no further away from each other than pretty much near enough where they started. Homesick Alien's starting fourth and has really come through to take second, and it looks like he is going to steal it from Racer Brown, but this is probably going to be their last lap because I don't think they'll get another one in. And it looks like this is going to be the order of the podium with Guesty taking the win, but it's going to be down to these two in which order they decide that they want to finish in. And we'll stick with these two because these two are the only ones scrapping on track at the moment. And let's face it, you want to see these guys. Oh, Kale's come in as well. So is Pat going to overtake Kale on the last lap as well? He must not have enough fuel. It has to be a fuel stop, surely. Yep, as we can see, it is a fuel stop, and Pat is stopping as well. Or if that's a fuel issue. Well, Kale did put more fuel in, that's for definite. He still holds off fifth, so he's managed to plan that well. Pat has come out, he's put on a fresh set of softs, and he's fueled up a little bit as well, so maybe he didn't have enough fuel to finish at the point. Mrs. Guesty, nope, she's carrying on, and I think Perchon may have to pit, I'm not 100% sure. But as we can see further down here, Racer Brown has taken second place from Homesick Alien in the dying depths of the race. Racer Brown has stolen the second place from Homesick Alien. Wow, and that's just probably exactly what he needs. It's not a fuel issue because Racer Brown's got more, no, he's got less fuel than Homesick Alien, so oh, it's going to be an absolute tight squeeze because we've got the long straight before the start-finish. And he's wondering if that's what Homesick Alien has planned. He's going to use the straight. He's keeping as close as he can. Racer Brown trying to break the toe. Coming up to the chicane. Goes in deep a little bit. Homesick Alien goes on the inside. And I think Homesick Alien is in striking distance coming up to the end. Guesty isn't quite there yet. We'll cut back to him soon because this is where it's going to matter between Racer Brown and Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien has pulled the trigger. He's going to go for it right at the dead. Guesty is going to take the win for this race. Well done, Guesty. Racer Brown and Homesick Alien. It's dead. Oh, and Homesick Alien. Oh, I'm going to have to look at that. Homesick Alien comes home in second with Racer Brown taking the final podium. Well done, you guys. Bazza coming home in a well-deserved fourth. Really kept with those guys for the majority of the race. Kale has come out with a fifth out of nowhere. I thought the pit stop was going to send him back, but I think he's just put enough fuel in to get himself to the end. So Kale comes home in fifth. Well done, sir. Rito coming home in sixth. That pit stop just The fuel and the tyres, I'm not sure if it was working for him, but Renault still gets good points for a 6th. Pat Cummins home in 7th. I see that Perchon has already finished. So here comes Mrs. Guesty for 8th. Right. Pardon, I have got to see this. Where is... There we go. So, skip forward a little bit. Oh, no, it's too much. Right, so I'm going to have to do it that way, aren't I? So, where's the start-finish straight? It's there. And we're coming up to the light. It's somewhere here. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. Is that it? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's it. There. Let's have a look at this. Wow. That was all that was in it. Good golly, Miss Molly. Bring it down a little bit. I mean, what's that, a bumper? There's literally a bumper's length between Homesick Alien and Racer Brown at the end of that race. Wowzers. God, that is tight. Right, let's let them all finish again, and then we'll go through them all, and there we go. So, Guesty for race 1 comes home and takes the victory. Well done, Guesty. Homesick, there we go. Homesick Alien beating Racer Brown to 2nd by a bumper. Really could not have made that any tighter. Racer Brown in 3rd. He's probably going to be a little bit gutted about that one. But when it was that close, you've got to give yourself some credit. There really wasn't much in it. Bazza coming home in 4th. A cracking race for him, managing to stay with those 2 guys for the majority of the race. Kale coming somewhere. There we go. Kale coming home in 5th. A great result for him, which we thought he was going to end up in 6th, but it appears that he got the 5th out of the bag. Renault coming home in 6th. He's probably going to be gutted there. Probably a small mistake here and there. Moving on to the hards. Low on fuel. It just didn't go in Renault's way. Pat coming home in 7th. I thought 6th was going to be there, but he just didn't have the fuel to get him home. And he did go for the mediums at the end, so I wonder if that is his tyre allocation used. It would say so, because it says you just have to use them. I don't think there's a minimum amount of time. Mrs. Guesty coming home in 8th. I'm being happy with the 8th, I'll be honest there. It's 8th. It's going to be a good chunk of points for her in her championship. And Perchon coming home in 9th, and probably looking forward to the back of Tokyo Eastway already. And we've still got another race to do. Joy! All the joy. So, let's go to race 2. Now, you know the drill here. I don't need to keep saying it. You know the drill. Don't look at the results. Don't look at it. In fact, if you just close your eyes. Yeah, close your eyes. I know it's early. Don't go back to sleep. Don't go back to... Let that coffee sink in. But just close your eyes and I'll let you know when it's safe to open. If you don't want to see the result, because I don't know why they do this, because this is an absolute travesty. Why do they give away the results? So whether close your eyes, close your eyes, and there we go. It is now safe to open them. Right. I'm just going to wet my whistle a little bit. There we go. Oh, actually, I know what I can do. If you don't mind bearing with me for a couple of minutes, I'm just going to make sure I've got the volume correct, because I'm a little bit paranoid about that. Yeah, I think I've got the volume just right, actually, so yay for me. I can work technology! Confusing technology at that. Hooray for me. So, we're now on to race 2. Let's turn all this on again now. For race 2, it is the race 1 results reversed. So, as we can see, let's just get rid of that. So as we can see, Perchon is starting us off on pole. He's gone on to the softs. Mrs. Guesty is also on the softs, as is Pat in third. Rido is on the mediums. Did he use the mediums in the first race? Kale has gone for the softs in 5th. Bazza going for the mediums in 6th. Racer Brown going for the softs in 7th. Homesick Alien is also on the softs, and Guesty is on the mediums. I think, yeah, I'm sure they used the mediums in the first race, and Guesty did not. So let's reverse this and get them on their way. So we stick on the lights, we stick on the revs, all 5, and away we go. So far at the moment, Perchon, Mrs. Guesty, and Pat all seem to have gone away just nicely. They're now tucking into the toe already, and Rido's gone ahead of Kale already. No, they started off with that, didn't they? Now Kale's gone ahead of Rido, so Rido not having the best of start has slipped behind Kale already. You see Perchon trying to break the toe early doors. Might be a bit of a brave move. That was Pat I saw going on the outside of Mrs. Guesty. But Mrs. Guesty's now got the inside coming through the corner. Who's going to be bravest? And Pat goes round the outside. Hold it. Oh! Didn't hold it. Nearly there, but it just wasn't enough, and Perchon goes back into the lead with Pat and Mrs. Guesty currently scrapping it out for 3rd. Kale has now moved up into 4th. Homesick Alien's up to 5th already. Rido has dropped. He's probably made a small mistake going through that first corner and has seen him drop down. Baz is up into 6th. Rido dropping down into 7th. Not the start he need. Oh, whoa, that's Kale. Oh, no, poor Kale. Poor Kale. He must have had a little bit of a coming together. We can see he's got damage on his front left, so not quite sure if that was a mistake from a driver or self-inflicted. Well, no one's sure, but Kale is now in no man's land, not what he needs. And Baz has moved up into 2nd already. Wow. Bazza on an absolute flyer already is up into 2nd, and he's now chasing down Perchon. Homesick Alien is up into 3rd. Wow, Pat and Mrs. Guesty has dropped like bricks, and Rido and Racer Brown have gone ahead of him now. These two are not prattling around in race 2. They are gone already, and we're coming into the end of lap 1 already, and Bazza's taken the lead as well. Whoa! Let's have a look at that, because I missed it. What happened with Perchon? Oh, Perchon's just gone too wide into the corner, and Bazza punishes him for it and takes the lead. Homesick Alien in 3rd, and he's in a prime position to really get up Perchon's rear bumper, I guess. Dirty thoughts, get them out. He can really catch up Perchon with that. Racer Brown in 4th as well. No doubt he's going to be giving Homesick Alien a bump as well to really get him ahead, which is what he needs. He needs to be ahead of Homesick Alien to keep his championship fight alive. Rido is in 5th. We're looking for a great recovery already. He's dropped from Kale's small mistake going through that tight left-hander. He's got Pat for company. Pat really tucking into Rido, maybe looking to pull the trigger coming up to... Oh, now Perchon's gone back into the lead. Perchon obviously must have used the main straight to really tow in, and Racer Brown's up in 2nd. Whoa, where has that come from? He was in 4th behind Homesick Alien, and now he's up into 2nd. I completely missed it because I have got the eagle vision. So Racer Brown really not prattling around. He's moved up into 2nd. Oh, Get the barrier going through, and Bazza's punishing for it. He's now moved into second, and now he's looking down on Perchon to try and get back that first place that he had at the start of it, but Racer Brown's not letting him get away too easily. And look at the train behind Perchon, the pressure he must be feeling at the moment from all 6 of them. Oh no, he's squeezed it down to 3, which is Bazza at the moment. They've managed to sneak away from Homesick Alien a little bit, but it's not going to make any difference when it... Oh no, Perchon's gone too deep. He's caught the barrier, and Bazza moves up into first, with Racer Brown taking second. There's the... Oh, Perchon is... Poor Perchon is dropping like a brick. That is the punishment that Tokyo Expressway can do. Just one flick of the barrier and that's it. You are tumbling down the order. As we can see, Perchon has gone very deep into that corner, collides with Pat on the way out. That's not what you need, mate. Just calm it down a little bit. And you see Guesty still struggling in 8th. The winner of race 1 is really struggling to get past the guys in front of him. Mind you, he is outside of a championship potential, so he's really got nothing to gain or lose. Now he's going to give Mrs. Guesty a bit of a bump. The husband-wife duo working together. No, now he's moving up, and is he going to bump Perchon, I wonder? No, he's not. He's going to use Pat. And Mr. Guesty is going to use Mrs. Guesty. Wow, it's like a plane formation. Absolutely beautiful. But meanwhile, at the front, Bazza is still holding off Racer Brown at the moment. And Racer Brown's probably thinking, I'll use him as a tow buddy to help me get away from Homesick Alien. We can see the gap is just big enough to break the tow between them. So Racer Brown and Bazza maybe work together a little bit to help them push away from Homesick Alien. Homesick Alien's got Renault for company as well, so Homesick Alien can't afford to make a small mistake to invite Renault into it, because he knows one small mistake and he's going to see a fair amount of points drop to Racer Brown. Oh, and we can see that Racer Brown... Oh, no, that's it. There we go. I was going to say Racer Brown was having a look on the inside of Bazza as we go through that little kink left-right. As we can see, oh, Bazza was very close to a barrier on the outside there. Manages to hold it, but Racer Brown clearly taking more speed through that corner, pushes through into first and takes the lead. And this is all going Racer Brown's way. Now he's probably hoping that Bazza gives him a little bit of a helping hand coming through going down the big main straight, because that is where the whole game comes alive. As we see, Homesick Alien has managed to drop Renault and is now close behind Bazza. So the little scrap that the front two had has managed to help Homesick Alien come back into this, and now it's all game in love and war. As we can see, we're focusing on Bazza at the moment. As we can see, they're all tucking into the toe. This is where it's all going to come in handy. As you can see, they've now dropped Renault, so now this all on the podiums for those guys in front. Further back here, Mrs. Guesty has moved up into 5th. She has got ahead of Pat. In fact, they've all got ahead of Perchon now, so now they can all work together to really stretch themselves away from Perchon. And look, Guesty so far not really making much of an impact in race 2, but he is on the mediums, so he may be struggling with them, but who knows, maybe other people could burn their softs out a little bit too much and he can take advantage of it. And poor Kale, he has actually managed to catch them up a little bit. He wasn't that far behind, so considering he's had no tow mate, he's managed to catch them up a fair amount, so he could still bring himself back into this race. But speaking of, at the moment, as we can see, Racer Brown... Whoa, no, hang on a second. No, Homesick Alien has gone ahead of the Baz for second place. So now we're going to see these two go at it once again. We're only 7 minutes into it as well. We've still got a good 12 minutes to go through. So is Racer Brown going to hold off Homesick Alien for 12 minutes? It's a big ask. Wait, no, it's not more than 12 minutes. It's 22 minutes. Oh, God, I can't even track the race time these rates because my maths is poor, which would be bad considering my job. I'm not a maths teacher, don't get me wrong, but being an engineer and being good at maths need to come into one. So if I was bad at maths, I would be the worst engineer in the world, which probably won't be far off either. But enough of my woes. As we can see, Racer Brown using every inch of the track to try and give himself as much as an advantage away from Homesick Alien, but he's not letting him get away with it. But the question is Homesick Alien going to fight Racer Brown for the lead, or is he going to give him a little bit of a bump to help him get away from Baz and help secure that second place? I think Baz is just within the tow range, but not by much. I think this lap was going to be crucial for these two. No, Homesick Alien is not fighting him, is not helping him. He's going to fight him, which I don't know if that is going to be the smartest move, because there's Bazza behind him. If these two continue fighting, whoa, Bazza got an enormous launch coming up through that, and I don't think he was expecting it either, because he had to brake hard and go deep into the corner to stop hitting the barrier. He's done well to recover that, but once again, Bazza is sticking with the two championship rivals. I bet Basil was thinking, can we race here more often? I can race with the aliens here. I like this. Further down, we've got Rido holding off in fourth. Guesty has moved up into fifth. Wow, he's moved up a considerable amount, considering he was in seventh at one point. So he's managed to pull himself ahead. He's got Pat for company, though. And Pat may be giving him a run for his money. He is on the softer compound, so he's got a little bit of an advantage, but I think you're going to need more than a compound advantage when it comes to racing the Guesty. Perchon in seventh, doing well at the time being. Been a bit faultless, just a little bit off the pace, but he's doing well so far. And Kale is now in eighth. Oh, it's Mrs. Guesty. Oh, Mrs. Guesty, she must have made a mistake in the previous lap, because we can see a 2:25 well off the normal pace, so it must have been a mistake for Mrs. Guesty, and oh dear, the woes carry on. But move on to the next race. Maybe she'll do a blinder, who knows. But meanwhile, sticking with these two, now it's going to be down to Racer Brown on whether he helps his championship rival pull away from Bazza in third to help secure the second. Or does he copy the Homesick Alien and fight him for it? But we can't forget the threat looming behind them of Bazza. One small mistake from these two, and it could spell problems for him. It looks like Racer Brown is actually bumping Homesick Alien, so he's playing the team game to help pull away from Bazza, but so far they've really not pulled up, and Bazza really got a launch for it, but going deep a little bit again. He's probably not expecting that much speed going through the first corner, but he's done well to recover it. Ooh, a little bit of bash of the barrier there. It wasn't too bad, so he's able to get away with it so far. But at the moment, it looks like Racer Brown is playing the team game to help them push away from Baz. Baz is on the medium, so he's lost the advantage here. Going through the twisty section of Tokyo, maybe these two can use that to their advantage to get themselves a bit of a gap between themselves and the Bazza to stop the tow. And once that's done, we know Racer Brown isn't going to be playing the team game at all, so it's down to what the decision is going to be, the decisions to make, the strategy to plan out, and when to execute it. As we saw in race one, Homesick Alien pulled it out on the dire seconds of the race one to steal the second place from Racer Brown by a bumper's length. So we know that he's probably in the back of his mind as well, thinking, I'm going to do the same to you, you little sod. Oh, that was Homesick Alien. He's gone deep. He went deep into that corner, and Racer Brown nearly punished him for it, but it looks like he's managed to survive it for the time being. A slight scare there for Homesick Alien, and he manages to fight another day. But as we can see, Bazin must have gone wide through that corner as well, because he is out of the tow by now. So now that these two can run away and secure the first and second, leaving Bazza in no man's land. Let's have a look further down here. Rito still going well in fourth. He's a little bit of no, he's got Guesty with him, and Guesty is in the tow range, so we know that Guesty is hunting himself a Rito. And that's going to be interesting to see later on. Pat's still doing well in sixth as well. This is going to be great points for him. Looking further down, we've got Kale and Perchon scrapping it out. And I think Perchon's trying to break the toe, which is not going to do you many favours here, mate, because the straight's too long to try and break the toe of any sort. And as we can see, Kale has pulled the trigger as we're going down into the first corner. You've got to feel that this is going to be Kale's corner, barring any mistakes. And there we go. Kale moves up into seventh, but Perchon is staying tight behind him. See, Kale is on the softs, as is Perchon, so there's no form of mechanical grip disadvantages. That's the word I'm looking for. The 20p ran out again. Oof, it's going through 20p's like nobody's business, but then again, it is late in the morning for me. Many by time soon, but so far, Kale is managing to pull off a little bit of a gap. He can see Pat in front as well. So his next target being Pat, and he's going to be hunting himself a Pat stat man. That's what I'm thinking of. Mrs. Guesty still in ninth, still struggling. She's all on her Billy Bob at the moment. But barring any mistakes, she may get a playmate soon, and then she can have a really good race. Meanwhile, at the front, Racer Brown was in the front before. No, he wasn't. Oh, I'm not going to reverse it. We know these two are going to be swapping the leads left, right and centre. I'll be here all day if I carry on looking at all that through. So as we can see, Racer Brown has taken the lead from Homesick Alien. Bazza has dropped back a considerable amount. Oh, as we can see on the previous lap, he did a 2:12. Must have made a small mistake in this lap as well, because he wasn't that far behind from them. As you see, a 2:12, so it must have been another mistake on this lap, has really dropped him off of the Aliens, but he has got a solid third at the moment. Guesty's now moved up into fourth, so he has overtaken Rito, and unless Rito starts playing the team game, I don't think they're going to catch Bazza with 14 minutes to go, but I could be wrong. Bazza could make a small mistake and really invite Guesty into it, but at the moment, this looks like to be the pony it is. Oh no, Rito's not playing the team game. He's pulled the trigger on Guesty and he moves up into third. This is not what Guesty needs, because he's got a Pat to hunt down. No, Bazza should I say. Pat's behind him. And now he's got to continue fighting Rito. So Rito's really having to make him work for it if he wants that fourth place. And this is probably what Bazza needs as well. He wants those two to scrap it out so he can get away from them and secure that third place. But meanwhile, let's focus on these two for a little bit, because these two are not giving each other an inch. These two are absolutely hard at it, going down the main straight with Bazza now pulling back. It's just these two to settle it between first and second. We don't know. I suspect that the team game is now out the window, and now it's every man for himself. Well, it's every alien for himself, really. But Racer Brown probably can't afford to drop many points to Homesick Alien in this race at the moment. But at the moment, it's all in Racer Brown's hands. He's in the lead. He's got the fastest lap as well. Oh, I didn't see who got the fastest lap in the last race. Could have been crucial, because the fastest lap does give you an extra point. But as we can see, Racer Brown trying to break the toe as much as possible. It's like I said before, really breaking the toe, very helpful around here. Oh, pardon for a second, because I'm being told I'm low on battery. Right. There we go. Stop it whinging at me. So as we can see, Racer Brown has managed to survive for the time being, but how long is he going to be able to keep that up with Homesick Alien absolutely hounding that back end? And Racer Brown lives in first to fight for another day, but how long is that defensive wall going to keep him in first place? I wonder. We've got 11.5 minutes to go, so Racer Brown has to survive another 11 minutes of the rate of the Homesick Alien pressure dooming on him. But these two, we often see them racing each other from time to time. They're well accustomed to each other's styles, and they're probably confident racing one another as well. These two are no strangers to scrapping it out with each other, so it's going to be great to see these two go at it again. I think these two are the only ones. Oh no, there is a little bit of a scrap further down. We'll have a good look at that later on. We'll come back to that because they're going to be in the tow in a moment. Baz is still holding well in third. Guesty all by his Billy Bob in fourth. Rito in fifth. Guesty has managed to drop it. Oh, we can see that Kale is now caught the Pat. So it looks like Pat is going to be in some serious trouble in a minute for that sixth place, and it looks like this is going to be in all Kale's hands, with Mrs. Guesty in a struggling and Perchon in ninth, making a mistake in that previous lap, and he's all by his Billy Bob at the moment. We'll have a look at these two. Seems to be heavily concentrated on the two in front, and we know that probably Homesick, as we can see, Homesick Alien has taken the lead, but we know that's from the tow. So we'll watch these two for a little bit. We haven't seen much of everybody else. It's always been the guys at the front, so we'll give them a little bit of a look. And there we go. Kale pulls the trigger, gets himself ahead of Pat for the sixth place. Is Pat going to come back at him, or is he going to play the team game? No, Pat's playing the team game. He's thinking of Rito. Rito isn't all that far ahead of them either, so Pat's probably thinking of the longer game and helping him to catch up Rito. Maybe he can get a few more places out of it. But meanwhile, let's have a look. As we can see, Homesick Alien has now taken the lead of this race, and now it's Racer Brown's turn to pile on the pressure of Homesick Alien. But with less than 10 minutes to go, you have to feel that first will be swapping between these two pretty much every single lap. So it's going to be down to who is going to be the bravest to hold off and do what is Homesick Alien did in race one, which was pull the trigger at the last second, steal a position at the last second with nothing more than a bumper's length. Coming down to the tight chicane at the moment, as we can see, using every little bit of inch of the track. They're now going to use into the tow, in which I suspect that Racer Brown isn't going to be playing the team game. He's probably going to pull the trigger and retake the lead of this race, which, with 8 minutes to go, there we go, goes on the inside, massive overspeed, and overtakes the Alien, in which the Alien will now tuck into the tow, in which his Homesick Alien going to pull the trigger before the end of the straight. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It looks like it isn't. He could late break it. No, he is going for it, so he's going on the inside, and who's going to be the bravest? Wow, that really wasn't much in between them. So it's back into the lead for Homesick Alien, which No, Racer Brown is now going on the inside. Wow, Homesick Alien actually made that fairly easy. Maybe it was a redress from that corner, because we did see that they did contact a little bit, but I didn't think it was enough to impede them, but I could be wrong. The outside, it looked completely different, but Homesick Alien, I think he did pull wide to redress, so... And he didn't make it hard for Racer Brown to overtake him easily, so he must have felt he impeded Racer Brown a little bit. So it's now back to square two, with Racer Brown leading and Homesick Alien in second. Bazza still holding well in third, and it looks like that Guesty has caught him just a small amount. Yeah, Guesty has caught up quite a little bit to Bazza, but it would appear that Bazza has got away with it enough that Guesty is not in his tow for coming down the main straight. So it looks like third is still his for now, in which Bazza just needs to hold on for another 6 minutes, and he's got himself another podium. Wait, no, he didn't get a podium in the last race, did he? So he could be on for a podium for this race. But Guesty is going to be pushing him hard. He'll be wanting another podium to go with his race 1 victory. And he is in sight. He's probably just waiting for a small mistake from Bazza, and then he can scoop up third. In fifth, we've got Rita and Kale again. It's... Oh, Rita's got his... I don't know. I could have sworn he had his hazards on, but it would appear that he's not slowing down, so I don't know. Kale pulls the trigger, he goes onto the inside of the turn 1, and there we go. Kale makes light work of Rido, and I don't think Rido is able to come back at him. He's having a look though. Ooh, it looks like the pair of them were just as even as one another when it comes to bravery on the brakes, but as we can see, Pat is now down in 7th, so the pair of them were able to get Pat at the end of it. We can see on the previous 2 laps, a 2:13 and a 2:14, so maybe a small mistake from Pat has seen him drop to the back. Mrs. Guesty still holding in 8th, and Perchon down in 9th. Just see, 3 laps with 3 fairly biggish mistakes, and I think Perchon's just having enough of this. We can see he's got his hazards on, so don't know if he's got an issue or he just wants to hang up his boots early doors. But meanwhile, with these two still hard at it, wow, these two have been at it a good chunk of this race, a very good chunk. Oh, that further back, as we can see, Guesty has caught up for Bazza, so I've done it again. It was me saying that Bazza could hold off for third, but Guesty has sneaked it at the last minute, in the last few minutes, and it looks like third is now going to be down to a car length, because I think Guesty is in tow range. It does look like he is gaining on the Baz, so the third is not secured for our Belgian Bullet. So now Baz has got to play the smart game if he wants to come away with a podium today. In all fairness, Kale's gone into the pits. Maybe he hasn't got enough fuel to see him to the end, but I guess he's quite short on fuel as well. He must have enough for 3 minutes. We see Kale is down to about 12%. It's roughly about the same as what Guesty has. Baz has got a little bit more fuel, so it's going to be a touch and go on whether Guesty has enough fuel to get to the end. I assume that he did, because he did in the first race, so I would guess that he does have enough fuel to get him to the end. But Pot, you really got a feel for Bazza. I mean, all credit to Guesty, he's done incredibly well. to catch up Bazza to steal the podium at the end. As we can see, Guesty's fuel is now flashing, as Bazza's isn't. So I wonder if Guesty's gonna have enough fuel. Well, as I was saying before, it's no disrespect to Guesty, he's done incredibly well to recatch Bazza to steal the podium at the end of the race, but you have to feel for poor Bazza. He's done incredibly well this race to keep with Racer Brown and Homesick Alien for a good chunk of this race, and he's seeing all that hard work gonna pay off with a best of fourth. Oh no, Bazza's lost the back end. Oh, poor Bazza. Oh God, I've really got to start saying things. Poor Bazza. He was doing so well, and it's just all falling apart for him. He's now dropped into fourth. Guesty takes the last step of the podium with just a minute to go. This is probably going to be their last lap and I am assuming that this will be their last lap as well. So this is going to be down to it, with Racer Brown currently holding the lead by a car's length. And wow, these guys have been at it for 23 minutes and they are still giving it absolutely everything. What can you say with these two? What a hard-fought race between the two. I think the pair of them deserve to win it without doubt. To put on this pressure for this amount of length in a race, to be separated by a few tenths, is definitely a testament to these guys still. I mean granted, the toe's a major factor here, but there is a wiggly bit in between that, and they're still practically nose to tail to one another, and absolutely refuse to give up. Oh good lord, they're going to lap perch on Racer Brown, giving him a flash. He'll want to get him out of the way because he has got a charging Jose Alien behind him. Can't falter any mistake at the moment. What's Perchon going to do? He's going on through, but he has got the hazards on. He's going to have to get out of the way, and I wonder if, not quite sure what's going on there, but hopefully that hasn't impeded Racer Brown. This is going to be the final lap. I've only just realised, is Jose Alien going to steal it at the dead once again, but I don't think it's enough. No, Racer Brown does take it with Jose Alien coming home in second. Perchon comes home to finish in ninth. Guesty is going to come home to take the third in quite a recovery drive. It was really struggling at the start of it, but he's pulled something out of the Guesty bag and he's managed to steal the third at the end of the race. Well done, Guesty. Bazza coming home in fourth. Got a feel for Bazza. Pat's coming home in fifth. Wow, where's that come from? I'm sure he was behind. Mind you, they did pit, then Pat comes home in fifth. Rito comes home in... Rito's nearly out of fuel. In fact, he is out of fuel. Mrs. Guesty's going to come home in seventh. Wow, Cale has seriously dropped off. I wonder if he pit... yeah, he did pit for fuel. Probably overfueled it a little bit and he's put on the mediums. Well, maybe he's forgotten to put on the mediums at some point. I don't know. But Cale is going to finish us today in eighth. Wow. Wow. Even though it was a lackluster, it's been all about the strategy today with Racer Brown taking the race to win, and that's what he's going to need to help him keep in this fight with Homesick Alien, who did come home in second place. I have a feeling he's still going to maintain a championship lead after this one, so it'll be going on to rate the final race, and it is going to be an absolute nail-biter. Guesty comes home in third. All credit to Guesty. Started off slow, but as we said, pulled something out of the guest bag, and he's managed to take the third at the end of it. Bazza, I have to feel for you, Bazza. You did absolutely incredible in this race to keep with the aliens up in front. But just a few mistakes here and there. Saw him drop down into fourth. And even though he's going to get some good chunks on his championship rival, Big Dan, I wonder if there was more on the card potentially. But that's the way it goes. Pat coming home in fifth. I'm not quite sure where that's come from, but he's managed to pull something out of the bag. We know Kale pitted. I'm not sure about Reno. Maybe he ran out of fuel by the end. I don't know. Oh, we can see on lap 13, with a 2:18, that was probably what cost him. Fifth place to Pat, but Reno comes home in sixth. That's going to be great points for him. Mrs. Guesty coming home in seventh. It all looks like it was all done and dusted, but she's managed to come home in seventh ahead of Kale, in which we think that the fuel was the issue. Probably put in a little bit too much. It slowed him down a little bit. Saw him drop to eighth. And Perchon, who's just probably fed up by the end of it, I'm not 100% sure, but he comes home in ninth. But as we always say, well, I always say anyway, yeah, you may be coming home in last, but you're in ninth. That's a good chunk of points, really, when you think about it. So it's all good. It's all good. What's the view? Oh, no. Oh, come on. I had a really good view and I've lost. There we go. So, there we go. Round 9 of the Renault Megane Trophy. One more to go. The final, which hopefully I'll be able to bring to you this week. I know I keep saying it. I'll say, oh yeah, I'm going to bring you some more races this weekend because things are going well. But you know what I'm like. I'm lastminute.com. And I think, oh yeah, I really need to do that. And then I completely forget to do it because I have the memory of a dead fish. So we'll bring you round 10, the finale, and bring this cracking championship to a close. And hopefully it's going to... Where is the next one? Where is round 10? I'm going to have a nosy. Round 10. Ho, 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 ho. Mount Panorama. Ho, 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 ho. Oh, what a nail biter. That is... What a beauty. Mount Panorama for the final. Ho, ho. Oh, I'm going to see... So I'm probably going to see a upset, aren't I? Ho, 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 ho. Oh, that's going to be a cracker. So, I hope you'll join me for that one. In fact, I hope you'll join me for more because I've got lots more races to bring you. And hopefully it will be this weekend. Hopefully. Touch wood. That's not what I want. There we go. Touch wood. That's me touching the floor. Nothing interferes with it. So I hope we'll bring you more races. I mean, I've got to bring you the MTCC round 5. And hopefully I will do round 10 of the Renault Meganes to put this championship to a close. So I do hope you will join me for that one. Which I will say that if you've enjoyed this race, we'll give it a good wrap up actually, because it is getting that time for me. So if you've enjoyed this race, give it a good thumbs up so I know that I'm doing a good job. Or if you think I'm doing not so well, give it the thumbs down. I'm not an evil person. It's like, I'm quite chilled. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm not doing so good. The people have spoken. Must do better. But yeah, give it a good like or a dislike, whichever you like. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well so that you never miss anything from this fat blithering idiot. And you'll see lots more racing. But we have more for you. If you've liked what you watch, you're a bit of a fan of racing and want to give us a good bash, head over to our Discord, search Virtual Racers Club. Come in, sign up, get yourself a driver number, and you can be on track here, and I could be displaying you to the world of YouTube. But if you can't be bothered with that, that's no problem, because our link is in the description. I've been meaning to say that for weeks because it's been there, but guess what? I've been forgetting because I'm a clown. So yes, the link is in the description. It'll take you straight there where you won't see much of me because I was an antisocial. I'm probably the founding member of the Antisocial Social Club. In fact, I was doing it before it was a thing. But yes, I'll be there, so will be Homesick Aliens, so is Racer Brown. In fact, all of us will be here to give you a very warm hello into our racing arms, and come and join and have fun with us. So, yes, link in the description to our Discord, in which I will leave it at that for you. So, hope you enjoy your rest of the day. It's Friday. Woo! Hopefully see you on the weekend. I was your broadcaster and commentator, insert comical name here, and hopefully I will see you on the weekend. Enjoy your Friday, and I hope you enjoy the upcoming weekend. So, until we meet again, ta-ta.